What's going on, everybody? My name is Owen Samarone, and today I'm going to be recording this video for nonfiction authors, business and self help authors in particular, those that are coaches, consultants, or experts in their fields, thought leaders. And I'm going to discuss here how I helped a business author go from $0 to $57,500 in 90 days on a new consulting offer without paid ads, a huge audience, a PR firm, or writing more books. So stay with me for this video if you're an author and you have a book and you're obviously probably upset with how much the book is selling or at least how much you're earning off the book. But then if you don't have a book, still stick around because if you're a coach or consultant who's looking to scale your practice, your business, this is going to help you a ton as well. I will gear towards authors in particular because that's who I work with mainly, because having the book is an amazing asset. However, if you don't have one, that's okay. You're still going to get a lot of value from here and we could still help you. So let's dive in. So, this is a definitive guide on bolting a 6 to 7 figure income stream to your book with ease. We're not really adding a lot more work. We're just taking your big idea from your book or from your expertise and we're molding it into a high ticket coaching or consulting offer. And I'll walk you through how we could do it. If you're on your mobile, I would probably watch this on your desktop. It just gives you the best view and the spacing will be much better. But let's dive in. So, Alan Aimling is former client of mine, and he's the focus of this case study. Alan is an awesome guy. He's a former UPS executive in the supply chain department. He was leaving that career. He wrote a book called Organizational Velocity, and he was getting interest in getting people to buy his book and have him speak and have him consult, but he had no idea how to price that, how to package that, how to convey any of that work he's doing. So him and I got linked up, and we essentially created his first ever consulting offer, and he was able to generate $57,500 in 90 days by following my 7-step author business blueprint. So, at any moment in this video, even at this very moment, if you're interested in having us set this up for you in 90 days, guaranteed to make $10,000 in new income with your book or with your coaching consulting business, then just comment below the word details and I will send you a message with more information. If you're also looking to hear from Alan himself, I would encourage you to check out our client interview, which is on YouTube, and you can search it right there. You could find it through this link and you'll be able to hear from Alan himself. So, without further ado, let's dive in. In this guide, I'm going to show you how I helped Alan, a former UPS executive, go from published author with no path to earning money with his book to creating $57,500 in new business in 90 days by getting clear on his messaging, who he wants to help, how he wants to help them, and develop a high ticket consulting offer to sell to corporations and individuals. So this is key. A lot of people might be teaching others how to sell to individuals, but with Alan, we did both corporations and individuals. So if that's someone like yourself who's only focused on selling high ticket deals to corporations, then definitely stick around because this will be helpful for you. You're going to see how we can use a high ticket consulting offer to achieve a financial ROI on the book publishing investment without paid ads, writing more books, using a PR firm, or chasing $5 royalties off his book sales. So if you've been following me for some time, maybe you've been following my Instagram or my LinkedIn, I take a pretty big stance against this. You're not going to earn your full return on investment from publishing your book off of the book sales itself. A very small percentage of people will. But what's far better is instead of trying to capture that $5 royalty from one book sale, you could be capturing $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 from that same reader to help them get the results they want. So, for context, I've started working closely with nonfiction authors, business and self-help authors in 2019. It's 2024 of this recording, so we've been at it for a little bit now. I noticed quickly that the pathway to earning real income from capturing $5 royalties off their book sales is a poor man's game. I knew there had to be a better way. This led me to studying the biggest players in the game because, as I'll probably say a lot here, success leaves clues. I was studying Lewis Howes, Tony Robbins, Brene Brown, Ramit Sethi, and many others. And they all weren't focused on selling their book, but actually focused on giving away their book for free. So I was like, what? This is so counterproductive. It was a wild phenomenon to see, especially after knowing all the authors I was working with were so focused on capturing their book sales. So again, success leaves clues, right? And there's no need to reinvent the wheel. So I began to follow the path of these big movement makers and deconstruct how they were using their book as a launch pad to ascend readers into their higher ticket options. Ironically, I noticed how quickly this model served every person involved as well. So it helped the author make more money and create a bigger impact as they were having a closer relationship to the reader. And then the reader was being impacted because they were getting direct help from the larger than life author, earning accountability, personal implementation, and ultimately allowing them to get to the results and transformation that they had been desiring since buying the book a whole lot faster. This created a major change in my business and how I worked with clients. One, it allowed me to truly fine tune who I personally wanted to work with. And two, it gave me a controllable lever to help authors create life changing income and impact streams for themselves. Not to mention, it was an incredibly fulfilling journey for both myself and clients. So, this protocol has allowed my nonfiction authors and clients to create 20K months, $33,500 in a launch, $57,500 in a launch, and add $70,000 in new business, not to mention other success stories, and also not to mention the intangible outcomes that these folks are gaining. It's allowed me to create a thriving community of authors and give them and give myself the fulfillment I've been desiring as an entrepreneur as well. So I'm very excited to share this all with you and how you could do it for yourself. But first, let me quickly discuss who this is for and who it's not, so that if it's not for you, let's save your time because I know how precious it is, and we'll go from there. So this is for you if you wrote and published a nonfiction business or self-help book, you have a nonfiction book in the works and will launch it in the next 1 to 24 months, you're passionate about your message and want to create more income and impact for yourself and others, you want to spend less time trying to sell your book to earn royalty payments of 1 to 2 figures, back to those $5, and capture 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, and $15,000 sales. You want to become known in your industry as a thought leader. You want to grow an organic audience of loyal followers. You want to increase your speaking fee. You want to become a career author and coach or consultant. And you want people to seek you out to get your help. So if that's you, you're in the great spot, because this process works over and over again. And you could do it yourself, or you could get our personalized expertise and help pretty quickly. Now, this is not for you if you're a fiction author. If you don't have a nonfiction business or self-help book published or soon to be published, so this is back to the coaches and consultants that are listening here who don't have a book. One, I would totally encourage you to write a book at some point. So this would still, be for you. But if you have no desire to write a book, then, I'd probably jump off here. But you totally should write a book if you're a coach or consultant. This is not for you if you have no value to offer people, if you're looking for passive income, if you're unwilling to put the effort in, if you aren't coachable, and if you have no interest in getting paid for your advice, and you don't wish to create any impact or help others reach their goals. So, if this is for you and you're still here, let's go. Now, if your book helps the reader solve a problem or provide a step in the right direction for them to experience a transformation, major key here. Don't let the book be the first and last piece to you sharing your wisdom with them. Let me repeat that. Don't let your book be the first and last piece to you sharing your wisdom with them. If you want to know the most efficient and fulfilling path to create more income and impact with your book and its message, it's this. Turn your big idea into a high-ticket coaching or consulting program. And to go from book to bolting on a 6 to 7 figure income stream, you need 4 core things. Here they are. Conduct reader research, number 1. Number 2, craft a high-ticket, no-brainer offer. Number 3, generate buzz around the problem and solution you are providing. And then number 4, convert leads into clients. These are the 4 things I did with Alan to help him go from book and no path to earning $57,500 in 90 days. And now having a lever he can pull at any moment to earn more income and impact from his book. He says this in our client testimonial that he literally now has a run rate of 6 to 7 figures that he can leverage at any moment. So definitely check that out after this video if you want more reassurance. But this protocol focuses on extracting the big idea from your book and fusing it into a scalable, lucrative, impact driven program for you to enroll your ideal readers into with ease. Again, if you don't have a nonfiction book or no interest to write one or have something like an asset of that nature to help your readers reach the transformation they desire, or have a desire to launch a high ticket coaching or consulting program, then this is not for you and you should hop off this page. And again, let's save your time and energy. But if you fully understand, either before reading this or have just come to the realization recently, that your book sales will not give you the impact and income you have envisioned for yourself, and that your desirable income and impact goals will come from developing something of higher value for your readers, then you are in the perfect place, and keep reading. And let's begin with number one, reader research. So what I mean by conducting reader research is to learn your reader inside and out, know them better than they know themselves. This is funny because hopefully you'll know that I got some humor to me, but one way to look at it is get into bed with them and have pillow talk. That's where all the good juice is shared. And the first step is knowing which of the big three you're playing to. So everyone in every business who is selling something is playing to one of the big three. And what is the big three? It's relationships, health, and wealth. So there's folks, either out there selling how you can build a better relationship with oneself or with others, therapists, pills, pharma, that whole industry. Then there's folks out there that are bettering your health, mental health, spiritual health, physical health, fitness coaches, Reiki instructors, etc. And then lastly, there's folks out there helping you create and save and multiply wealth, business coaches, financial advisors, budget planners, etc. So the first thing is to think about which of these three you are playing to with your book. And yes, I get it. Your initial response will be, I play to all of them, or 2 out of 3. Although that might be the case, I encourage you and emphasize that you should narrow it down to one. And here's a good example. For Alan, we learned he fell into the relationships and wealth niche within the corporate environment. But because he was dealing more with the business organization and creating better outcomes that had to do with money and better profits, and creating better cohesion within the organization, we leaned into the wealth niche. So once the big three is established, you want to find how you fit yourself into a sub niche under the larger three niches. So here's some examples to give you a lot of good value here so you could get going on your own. I'm also going to zoom in here to make it a little bit better for us. So for relationships, you could teach single people how to date, how to find a partner. You can coach married couples to stay together. Know tons of people doing that. You can help them let go of their ex. If you're in the health niche, could be that you're helping people lose weight, how to prepare for a marathon, yoga instructions, become more flexible. I could totally use that. And then how to get rid of anxiety. And then if you're in the wealth niche, it could be how to make money online, how to invest in the stock market, how to invest in real estate, and how to get out of debt fast. Then there are more sub niches under each of those. You really want to get ultra specific, because if you try to speak to everyone, you speak to nobody. And that's a major key that hopefully really resonates with you. And honestly, a handful of clients I've had have already tried the coaching consulting route, and they've just been way too broad with their messaging. And then it was my job to make it very specific. And now they're having 20K months or more. So the biggest message I want to share with you is there is a literal program for anything under the sun that could be created, and many folks in pain who will gladly pay to get out of it. It's your job as the author to pinpoint what that is that you do and how you can package your knowledge into a program to sell it at a high ticket price to make it all worth your time and energy. So once you pinpoint your niche, it is time to move on to understanding your reader better than they know themselves. My process that I run my clients through is called the Plan Zero Market Research process. And this is where we get very granular on their readers' pains, problems, needs, desires, obstacles, what language are they using to themselves and others, and what is keeping them up at night. So here's a screenshot below that you can totally go ahead and take yourself. So this is literally my process that I put people through. It's a spreadsheet that people will answer. So I would list this out yourself so you can get something going on your own end. But during this process, we get real clear on the physical and emotional problems of our reader while having what we believe we can help them do in mind. Then we move to the physical and emotional needs and desires, followed by the specific language and common sayings these readers are saying. The language in the next section are the biggest keys. And this next section is anecdotes. This is where we pull the literal phrases and common stories our readers are saying to themselves. Here's an example of what Alan did for himself through our process. Um, I could read through these or you could check them out. But what he did here is he pulled anecdotes and comments and then he actually linked them to each type within the plan zero. So this is exactly what we do with our personal clients. But again, go ahead and try it yourself. You can pause the video right here and check out what Alan did. Here's some more. He was saying things like, we don't have time to sacrifice profits for organizational change, or I feel there is a hidden source working against us. Our competition seems to keep innovating and we're just falling behind. Ugh. These are real sentences and phrases that his target demographic are saying to themselves. So we can now position Alan as the person who's providing the solution to fix these, internal issues or these literal sentences that people are saying. So this is so crucial. And this I really want to hammer. Like, the plan zero is awesome and you should follow through with it all, but anecdotes is literally the most important, because when you capture anecdotes, you're using the information that can allow you to create one scroll stopping content. It forces your ideal reader to stop in their tracks and consume what you put in front of them. But it also creates this internal message that says, wow, they are reading my mind, or how do you know me so well? I don't know if you've said this yourself with others, or you've said, had a conversation with someone else and they've said it to you. I personally love having clients and prospects say this to me because it just shows that I did the pre-work so well with the market research. But this is like the biggest key. You want to be creating content on LinkedIn or Instagram, etc., that stops them in their tracks and makes them have this conversation with themselves saying, wow, Alan or Joey or John or Angela is saying exactly what I feel or what I'm thinking. So here's an example of one of Alan's posts that I'm going to deconstruct. So you can, read through it, of course, but here's what he did that was really well. One, he leveraged a direct quote aligned with his ideal client's internal thinking. So that's the first piece right there. That's ultimately, an anecdote or how do we keep the wheels on and prepare for the future? This is something that's being said in his industry over and over again. He calls out his ideal reader and client. He calls out the chief supply chain officers of this brand. He brand jacks, which is something where you use a well-known brand and kind of use it to your advantage. Now, here it's totally suitable because he spoke at this Consumers Brands Association. But this is like if you're a fitness coach, you can use Peloton or Nike or something. Use one of these brands that people get to make them lean in and want to hear what you're all about. He touches upon his credentials in his book to show that he's a good person that you should listen to because he knows what's going on. And then lastly, he uses a personal, authoritative photo, him on stage with a great background in a nice suit. So, great example of what Alan did with learning our process and something that you can take into consideration as well. As I said before, I literally personally strive to hear these comments every day. And when I do, it gives me the biggest smile because it's a lagging indicator that my content was perfectly positioned and that I did the market research properly. And ask yourself, like, when was the last time you found yourself feeling fully understood by a brand's message or commercial? Honestly, it probably happened today, and it happens to us all the time. So nailing down the anecdotes of your ideal reader is absolutely essential. An easy way to do this is to speak to your ideal audience, like literally like talk to who your ideal fit is, friends, colleagues, or just random people that are, perfect for your book or your coaching program. You can go into online forums, social media videos, or Facebook groups to actually read what they're saying. And here's an example. I used to have a social media social media management service, and we would run the whole show for authors and thought leaders on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We now do a little bit just on LinkedIn, but I had an author once tell me this anecdote. Navigating social media for me is like throwing darts against a dartboard blindfolded. And when I heard that, my ears perked up like a dog, and I literally let out an internal yes. Because that's just so powerful, right? That's what they're feeling. That's what they're saying. So I can provide a solution that makes them not feel that way because we will take it completely off their hands. But then if I were to make a post using this, it's going to get so much traction for the right people. You want people thinking, I feel the exact same way. So now, if I were to send out a piece of content using that anecdote, like I could use a checklist on how you can leverage social media with ease. And you and that author will be very inclined to lean in and hear what I'm saying if you feel the same way towards that anecdote. So, this is your job to nail down all aspects of the Plan Zero doc, especially the anecdotes, and turn it into content to speak directly to your ideal audience. All right, let's keep moving on. So, the last component of the Plan Zero is obstacles and objections. Answer the question on what's stopping them from buying. It's a really great exercise for you to do so you don't have any surprises when you actually go for the sale. So, it's better to know it beforehand and know why people might not be buying so that you can literally turn it back on them and create content that reinforces those issues or objections. And it has them ultimately like check all those boxes before you actually get to the sale for them to say that. And this will, of course, increase the chances of them buying. So, and I can go into more depth on this, but that's a conversation for another day. So, once you have clarity on who you are helping, and you can begin to think up, now you can think about through how you can help them. And this leads us into the next major section, which is how to craft a high ticket, no brainer offer. So let's do it. Once you understand who you're trying to help and reach and begin working with, you need to know how to present them with something that gets them mouth watering. So, what is it? It's a high ticket, no brainer offer. The reason for high ticket is that your time, energy, and knowledge is worth a lot, and you should not undervalue that. So you can help the same demographic through low ticket or cheaper formats, but the first big offer we want to focus on is your core high ticket program, and then you can build other offers around that. And you already have a low ticket offer. You have the book. So don't forget that you have the book and that's an asset. Now, if someone reads the book, they should ascend into a high ticket offer so you can create more income and impact. And then you can reverse engineer and break up into different components of that main solution, and then sell one-off solutions to bring in more clients and ascend them into being clients. So to develop this type of offer, we need to get clear on a few things. First, we need to get clear on what is the actual dream outcome our ideal reader or client is looking for, and how can we provide the highest level of service to help them do just that. This could be helping a middle manager get a VP role promotion, could be helping a married man reconnect deeply with his wife, could be helping a college student get out of debt fast. But the first step is to nail down the dream outcome that if you were to present it to your ideal fit, they will, one, completely understand what you can do to help, what you can help them do, and two, be ready to learn more as it is top of mind for them and a big desire. Quick example of this is helping authors get their books seen by more readers and to push book sales. This is 100% top of mind, and a dream outcome for newly published authors is exactly what they want. Therefore, if I had an offer on how to sell your next 1,000 copies of your book, can you imagine that every published author would want that? Of course. Little plug, I do have a guide on this. It's almost done. Should be done by the time you're listening to this. So you can privately message me for that as well. But primarily, if you're looking for us to build out this back-end solution for you, both on the 6 to 7 figures, then comment below details and we'll get you all that good info. So back to the high ticket core offer. After you learn the dream outcome they want, you need to decide on how you can present this offer, almost like an elevator pitch, right? I use the TMS framework to make this smooth and easy for my clients. TMS stands for Transformational Marketing Statement. It's this: I help who do what without annoying things they feel they need to do to acquire their what. Think of the TMS again as an elevator pitch. So it allows you to have 100% clarity on what you are delivering to folks and allows your ideal readers to completely understand it too, all in the matter of 3 seconds. So, this process could be messy, of course, but that's part of this. This is a brainstorming session. So here's the working document we used with Alan. Again, you could pause here, but we broke it up to who he's trying to reach out to: overwhelmed executives, supply chain leaders, senior executives. What is he trying to do? Uncover and eliminate the hidden sources of friction to turbocharge business growth. And then what are the 3 things that they feel they have to sacrifice or do to get that outcome. Because here's the scenario, like if you're selling six-pack abs, people are going to say, okay, Joey, I totally believe I can get that done with you, but that means I'm going to have to sacrifice pizza nights with my kids, beers with the boys, and spend 3 hours in the gym. Now, if you're smart and your consulting or coaching offer is I help you get six-pack abs without doing those three things, without spending 2 hours in the gym, sacrificing pizza night, and still drinking beer every weekend, that's going to incline so many more people to get involved in your work because you're answering their objections within your TMS. So the one we landed with, Alan, is this working TMS. And it's I help senior executives uncover and eliminate the hidden source of friction to turbocharge business growth without sacrificing short term progress, allocating new resources, or losing organizational structure when scaling. And by the way, if you're an executive or you need this help and you want to turbocharge your business growth and you feel like something's holding you back, then you should totally hire Alan because he's amazing. But again, pause on this doc if you like. You can kind of see a little bit of the framework that we push through with our clients. But here's some, three more real examples from my past clients. So again, you can get the juices flowing in your brain for your own self. So here's one. I help early stage founders 5x their users by optimizing their co-founder relationships without burning out, going through couples therapy, or wasting energy. I empower commissions only sales reps to take back control of their finances by implementing the dreams list without getting a second job, sacrificing relationships, and neglecting their health. And lastly, I help frustrated restaurant owners take back 10 hours a week to spend more energy with family while reducing turnover, without losing profitability, direction of the business, and personal purpose. As you could probably imagine, I can go days and days for this. I could just riff these off all the time. This is the first thing we do, by the way, with our clients, within the first call. Like the goal is for you to have this TMS done and have this clarity so you can then just go follow our blueprint and actually grow your business. And transparently, this is my favorite part of the coaching work because one, I've developed a pretty good skill set with it, but it also gives my clients the utmost clarity. And I watch that before their eyes. And it's awesome because who enjoys being stuck? Nobody. And usually, this is actually what's holding people back from having consistent 10K, 20K. I mean, building this six to seven figure business on an annual rate. So, again, nailing down your TMS is absolutely crucial to developing a high ticket, no brainer offer. Don't undervalue the 1 to 3 components you include after the without, the components where it's answering objections or things that will push them back, that they don't want to give up to get the desirable what that they want. So the value of these are so high because ideally, again, you're answering these future objections of the prospect right then and there. You can read through this. This was my example around the six-pack abs. And you have that head, you want that head tilt moment. That's where this TMS can happen. The next piece is adding a timeline as well, because it helps our crocodile brain know clearly how long it will take them before they get the dream outcome. For me, it's a 90-day sprint. It's an accelerator. So that's crucial for if you want to create, again, this mouth-watering offer. And the last piece is adding a guarantee as well, because you want to take risk away from the person who might be investing in your business, because we ultimately want the prospect to feel dumb to say no in a good way, right? And create an irresistible guarantee. Like, if you don't get the results I promise, I will refund all your money. No risk to you. Or you can say, like, I'll keep working with you for free until we do get the results after the set timeline we first agreed to. And like, who's going to say no to this? If they say no to this, then they're literally probably battling some internal limited beliefs, which you can work through with them on the call, or they're going to have to figure it out on their own. And obviously, you got to paint the picture that do they really want to stay in the poor situation that they're in currently, feeling stuck and not growing their program or their book sales. But that's, again, holding the conversation for another day. So what's next after you can cleanly convey the dream outcome and present it through the TMS method? You want to find out how you're actually going to deliver the program and what's involved. So this is where you need to decide if you're going to offer it in a one-on-one setting, group setting, hybrid, or fully do it yourself. I would suggest beginning with a one-on-one engagement as you roll out your new program, and then evolve to a one-to-many group setting, cohort, or mastermind environment It works the best from my clients and from what I've seen because it helps you get real close, obviously, to your clients so you can perfect the program and then you can, build out the right assets you need to help your clients get over the hurdles that they're experiencing through your one-on-one engagement. And but hey, like if you can sell a do-it-yourself high-ticket program, then go right ahead. I just haven't seen it do so well, but it only happens when you have a lot of clout or notoriety behind your name. So after you establish how you're going to deliver your program, you have to figure out what's going to be included. So again, here's an example from another client, not Alan, because Alan's was a little bit different with corporations. He was selling high ticket for like half days or full days workshops. But here's an example where the program length is 12 weeks. You get full access to your training curriculum, pre-recorded. You get one-on-one kickoff call with the new client, 60 minutes to establish the roadmap so they have the utmost clarity going into your program. You then offer bi-weekly 30-minute progress update calls. There's 24/7 text message support. They can access to all your documents and all your network. So these are essentially the features of the program. What are they actually getting? And um, what is the client actually getting from you as part of working with you too, which is super important. So to recap, we have established the following so far. We've established the dream outcome of your client, the TMS, the timeline of the program to get results, how you're going to deliver the program, and what features are involved. Now, last but not least, what the heck are you going to charge for this, right? In my opinion, I think high ticket begins at $3,000. However, I advise all my clients to begin at $5,000 to make their time and value worthwhile. And of course, I'm, also working with folks who have the credentials and the authority to charge that amount. You totally can too. You have to make that decision on your own. Obviously, a lower investment cost can increase sales potentially, but it also might devalue your true value on the back end. So consider that. But again, like some of my clients have sold programs up to $10,000 to $15,000. Alan has, and I'll show you the example of how he did that too. But it's your call. And but now you have a fully completed high ticket no brainer offer. So in the perfect world, when you present this offer in front of your ideal client, it should sell like hotcakes. Now that we know who we want to help and how we will help them, we have to get the right people seeing our stuff. So this takes us to numero 3 on how to generate buzz. Let's do it. So the big old problem in the book publishing world is it's not So the big old problem in the book publishing world today is it has never been an easier time to become a published author. Thanks to Amazon, you can spin out a book in a weekend, throw your name on it, and upload it, which is all great and dandy, but it also gives false hope at the same time because there is some false, wild narrative, and I blame publishing houses for this, that supposedly when you upload to Amazon and call yourself a published author or better, an Amazon bestselling author, the world will come running to your doorstep wanting to buy your book and whatever else you have and put you on the highest pedestal next to Jesus Christ himself. I would love for that to happen, but that's just not the case. And I truly hope I'm not the first person to tell you this. And if I am, then that's fine. It's nothing new to me because I've been in this position before, but that's not what's happening out here. You publish your book to a marketplace on Amazon with not only millions of other books, but billions of other products. And it is foolish to believe you will become an instant household name, bestseller, and rich overnight now that you've published your book. It takes help, it takes strategy, it takes marketing, it takes effort and time, and it takes generating buzz. The good news is the process to get buzz about your book is nearly the same as getting buzz for your high ticket program. The only main difference, which I share through all my content, is we're not working towards a $5 royalty anymore. We're working for a $3,000 to $5,000 paycheck, if not more. And it's much better for you to focus on getting your readers into your program than just buying your book. I think we all, rather exert the same amount of energy to earn 1000x of $5, right? Cool. So let's continue to focus there. So the question is, how in the world do we create buzz around the problem and solution you are providing? There are two main ways to go about this, and I will focus mainly on the first as I like to lead with principles so you can understand all processes from the ground up. Option one is you can use sweat equity and get it out in the marketplace in person or online to find your first clients. Option two is you can use capital to expedite the process of getting your message in front of right eyes via paid advertising. As I mentioned in the headline here, we're not talking about paid ads because it's better for you to learn the organic play And then if you do have excess capital or profits from closing clients, I would advise you to ascend into using paid advertising because it's only going to help you grow the business more smoothly and use dollars to not sell your time. You will learn so much also from validating your program organically, and then you can perfect it and then use your earned money for paid media to get better results. So, again, we're focusing on option one here. The buzz generators you will use are 100% manual and unscalable, and that's on purpose and how it's supposed to be. So here's what to do. Choose a social media platform that you believe your clients hang out on the most. All platforms are viable here. I know the world is thinking about, oh my gosh, I got to be on TikTok or LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever. They're all viable. I've seen it for myself and for clients. You just have to know what's the number one platform that you believe your clients hang out on the most and you're the most comfortable spending time on and creating. So let me kind of explain that. If you're more of a visual person, I would encourage you to lean towards Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok if you enjoy being on camera, because that's how your content's going to be produced. But if you rather write content and not show your face as much, then Facebook, X, and LinkedIn are your places to play. That all being said, I believe in 2024, the most promising platform for all niches is LinkedIn currently. But decide on a platform and stick to it for 100 days, not 7 days, not 30 days, but 100 days. Another big issue with a lot of people who are not succeeding at the level they want with their book or with their coaching consulting program is they don't give enough time to test the waters and get the message out there. So literally, this is the rule of 100. Do it for 100 days. Your kryptonite on this whole journey will be you jumping ship on something you are testing far too early. Don't do that. Give your experiments at least 100 days before you decide it's not serving you well, and then you can go explore something else. But for the sake of this example, let's dive into LinkedIn together as your platform of choice, because again, I think it's the best platform to be building on in 2024. So you need a clear professional profile picture. You want a header banner that aligns with an internal thought of your ideal client. Questions work really well. Again, this can stem from your Plan Zero work. The bio should be optimized with the TMS and speaks to your authority. Your features section should help clients get in touch with you and see your authority. There's no reason to add friction on people getting in touch with you. You should literally have like your Calendly link in your features section of your LinkedIn profile. Your about section is a mini sales page speaking to pains of clients and how you can help them. The experience, I would include all logos as best as you can. It does not look good on a profile when there's no logo. And include your new consulting business as the first one as well. Show people that this is what you're doing now. This is what you want to put out into the universe. And then lastly, recommendations. I would ask those in your niche or market to offer kind words to boost your authority. And then, of course, once you start closing clients, you can ask them to leave you a recommendation message too. So here's Alan's about section. He clearly states his TMS in another kind of format to test what resonates best. He explains, how you could help him from keynote speaking, workshops, advising, consulting to his website. And then he shares his book. And then, of course, he also shares that he's also a teacher, professor, which, if you're not only doing this, if you have some other gigs you're doing, then feel free to share a little bit about that too. Now, content creation, super important. You want to begin building your content muscle and building a consistent cadence for yourself. This is your way to use a megaphone on LinkedIn to speak to the challenges and problems your ICP, which is, by the way, your ideal client persona, is facing, and lay it out with the Plan Zero so you can turn it into helpful content, which can then turn into clients. If you work with me, I do provide my 500 content ideas and hooks, which makes it way easier for you to create a marriage between your Plan Zero work and your content ideas so you can have the best options for yourself. So consider that as well. And as often as you can, you should be posting and speaking directly to your ICP, calling them out and hitting their struggles and providing actionable solutions that they can implement on their own. We're not here to pitch. We're not here to sell. We're here to show them that you are the authority, the expert in their field, and you're just here to give value. This is how you do it. Now, where you come in is they will want the personalized help, accountability, and implementation. At least a handful, 1% of them will, which will make it all worthwhile with your high ticket offering. For the other 99%, what do? They go buy your book, $20, $15. They could still get some great help from you, but they're not going to get your direct attention. For those 1% of people that want to pay top dollar to get that direct outcome, they will then ascend into your high ticket program. And if they didn't, if they didn't want this personalized help, then no one would have any problems in the world, because there's literally no shortage to information in our world today. We know this. YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, there's courses and programs everywhere, but people want the hand holding. They want the personal accountability and help. And that's why they pay top dollar for these coaching programs. So posting consistently with an optimized profile is a good start. Combine it with the next two steps and you will be cooking with gasoline. Here's some examples of Alan's posts where he shows his book, shares his program directly, and then talks specifically to his demographic. So again, pause this video, zoom in if you like to see how he did it. Here's the next piece. You want to develop or build out your dreams list. And here's the actionable way to do it. So you want to create a Google Sheet or doc and list out your dreams list, which is people that you would love to have as clients. They fit in your niche perfectly and speak to your ideal client. So there's two pieces here. One, it's people that you want as clients. And then two, it's people that are already speaking to your demographic, that are already having your ideal client in their audience. So you want to have two lists going and join the conversation on both fronts. Here is what Alan did. Here's a list of his dreams list that he worked with, a lot of big names and then some less known names. Again, pause this, you can check it out. What you want to do next is go through each of their profiles on LinkedIn and go to their activity tab to capture their activity URL. And then you put that URL and put it inside your Google Doc or spreadsheet. The reason for doing this is so that when you go through your engagement sequence each morning or each evening, you can quickly go to their latest post with one click of a button rather than going through their profile and then taking all those steps. So here's the step-to-step plan. Search an ideal client using your network or search bar on LinkedIn. Scroll on their profile and go to show all posts. Here's an example of mine right here, show all posts. Stay toggled on all activity in all posts, which is what the setting will be when you click on that all posts. Copy the URL of this screen. So this is what it's going to look like. Here are all my latest posts. So if I had myself, I posted 1 day ago, I can engage on that post right away. Open Google Docs and Sheets, write out the name of the potential client, as I've done here. This is what my Google Doc looks. I hid these people for their privacy. But behind each of their names, I have their activity link hyperlinked. So I can now go through quickly, and every day I'm engaging and commenting and liking something genuine on each of their posts. And here's a bonus. If you want to, use some capital and work smarter, not harder, hire a VA, virtual assistant, to help you with this. And mainly, the main thing here is you want to make sure they maintain your voice and comment something strong based off their post. A way for this to be really not worthwhile is if you just go really fast and just say, hey, nice post, good stuff, nice info, etc. You want the comment to show that you actually read the post. So do that for yourself or get a VA to help you. I say this all the time, but content is king, distribution is queen. So it's one thing to produce content daily and engage with your dreams list, but to expedite your success, you want to build out distribution networks. Ideally, this is with folks who, again, are speaking to the same who, but not delivering on the same what. Therefore, if you set a partnership with them to engage on your posts and kind of, vice versa, it's going to allow you to join the conversations that's already happening with your ideal clients. This is a great way to support others in your niche, but not step on each other's toes because you're both serving the same ideal demographic in different ways. And, a way to expedite this and grow your profile even faster is by finding those with larger audiences to help you grow a lot faster. The other piece is we want to play on offense, right? We don't want just to put out content and hope for the best. We want to do that, but we also want to play on offense. So if you were to stop the video right here, you literally have more than enough to make $10,000 in sales by next week. But what I have outlined is part of my magnetic attraction process. Playing on offense is how we can up the chance of reaching our desired results a lot faster because we are the one in control. I teach this simple concept with my clients and I call it the fast play focus. I love tying in my basketball career with business. And here's the FPF. In short, And it's very simple. The more conversations that you have will always lead to more calls, and the more calls you have will lead to more sales. So focus intently on having more conversations and let the rest happen organically. With volume, you'll be able to have more volume in the other components, but it starts with more conversations. Now, here's some good info on how you can expedite this whole process as well. It's my case study magic. A normal question for people to ask before they buy is, will this work for me? I'm literally doing this exact example as we speak. The best way to create significant buzz around this internal question is by sharing case studies, past success stories, and testimonials through storytelling. Share a story and tell the reader where the client was before they began the program, outline the pains, frustrations, and the hell they were going through. Back to Alan, he had the book. It wasn't selling as much as he wanted to. He had people coming to him wanting to pay, for his expertise, but he had no idea how to convey that. He was struggling. He was leaving money on the table. And then we were able to help him through developing this program and conveying his message very clearly. And now he's had massive revenue spikes and is having amazing impact on the right people. So you want to amplify the catalyst to their transformation and how your program played a big part. Then clearly outline the after effect that they're experiencing after being a part of your program. And if you haven't sold your program yet, consider having a close peer go through it at a discounted rate or free price so you can validate it quickly and earn a real testimonial for someone. Ultimately, you want to build a magnetic attraction system via leveraging the LinkedIn platform, optimizing your profile, publishing content regularly, engaging with your dream list, sharing case studies, and executing on playing offense along with having your fast play focus implemented. But now, after you've done all that, you're going to have some conversations in the DMs, people commenting on your post. How do we now turn those leads and conversations into customers and clients? So that brings us into the last section, number 4, how to convert leads into clients. The sales conversion process I teach my clients, again, is very simple. Content into conversation, into inviting them to learn more. So now that we're crystal clear on who our ideal client is and what they need the most help with on achieving their dream outcome, it is a matter of developing and delivering content to them that highlights all this. By doing so, you will earn their attention and be seen as an expert in your shared field. Not to mention, you have a book on this topic, so you already have an amazing, credible asset that you can deploy to these readers. But the sooner you can begin cranking out content, marrying the plan zero information and great social copywriting, you will begin to see the right folks interested in learning more from you. So, via the post itself or by creating a conversation with those who engage with your content, you can move them into the DMs for a private conversation and have them opt into your email list. You can go either way. And this is how you sell in private and how all the big names are selling in private and not painting yourself as a blabbering mouth selling to anyone who will listen on the internet. You're giving out good content to the public and then you're having private conversations within the DMs, on the phone calls, or in the email list. And we don't want to be that blabbering mouth, right? Those people aren't authorities. They come off as they're desperate for cash. So after you bring the ideal person into your DMs or email, you can further the conversation by asking them questions to reveal their true pains and if the solution is right for them. You don't want to be short with this process. And this is a big key. This is something I had to learn the hard way. By being methodical here, it will allow you to protect your time and energy for when the sales call happens. Ideally, your mentality should be to know this person is a perfect fit before you invite them on a call to ultimately close them. That being said, there is value early on to getting on sales calls with your ideal clients because it comes back to the whole market research idea for you to really figure out how best you can convey your message to them. But the main idea here is you should be spending your time on sales calls when you know that these people are a perfect fit and you've done enough job nurturing them beyond the sales call. So here's an example on how you can implement this content to conversion flywheel in this process while protecting the identity of the folks I chatted with because that's respectful. So one, I'll produce a piece of content that speaks directly to the pains of my ideal client. Then I will have a clear call to action, CTA, to have them DM me, book a call, or comment below the post to show me they are interested in more information. So here's the example of one of them. This was a case study around Jeff, how he made $8,400 in his first launch with me, and now he's having 20K months. So I clearly outline, who this could be for. And then the next slide is a picture of myself, introduce myself, and then giving them instructions on how they can get more information. So people will literally DM me the word scale to get more information here. And if you follow the winning formula here, you're going to get the outcomes you want. But it all comes back down to if you're telling your content to be personalized towards one person, touch on their pain points, offer solutions, and give them a simple direction to get in touch with you. By doing so, the following will happen. This person DM me, love your content. I'm about to publish a book about co-founders. I have a little bit of conversation here. This person turned into a client. Here's another example. Someone commented on my post and then I played offense. I say, hey, great to connect. Thanks for shooting a comment on my post. You can read the dialogue here. And then, they became a client. And then here's another example, someone who viewed my profile or someone who followed me. You can get that through LinkedIn Premium, which I would encourage you to do so you can see who's kind of, behind the smoke and mirrors watching your stuff. You could then play offense and ping them, and then they will tell you how effective, your post is, and then they can turn into clients. So then a phone or a Zoom call is booked after these messages are sent back and forth to make sure, obviously, that they're a good fit. And if all goes well, you get a nice 6K payment like I have right here, or 10K, or whatever price point you want to deliver. So here's, what my Stripe account looks like for my programs. And here's from Alan. He said it was a busy fall. That being said, he secured 3 nice gigs in 2024, 2 keynotes at $15,000 each, and then an opportunity to run his first workshop, which he sold for $7,500. This has been updated since then. He sold a couple more packages, and this is where he was able to get up to $57,500. So this is right from Alan. And again, this stuff works if you follow it. So the great news is about staying disciplined with creating content that speaks to your ideal reader is sometimes you won't even need to have a sales call. And the fourth step in itself can be done from beginning to end via DM messages or emails. And it's totally doable. I've seen it for myself. I continue to do it. And then I've seen it for clients. It's a way for you to convey that your offer is so great and that you're the right person for the job without actually spending time on a sales call. Because if you've been on sales calls, there's a lot of tire kickers out there and you can waste a lot of time and you can get off the call and you can be pretty upset. So just to give you some insight that this could all be done without a sales call. But the only way to do this is if you produce content regularly to show them that you're an expert and you share success stories of others who have gone through your program too. If you're just starting out, this should excite you of where you could get to. And here's just a quick example of what I've done. I sold the 2K package off my Instagram DMs within 37 minutes and 20 messages sent. It's pretty crazy. And it showed me what the power of a brand can do for you over time. Now, granted, I have a pretty established brand on Instagram, so that's why I was able to do that. And of course, I have a lot of success stories. That comes with, being in the business for a while or, staying consistent with your work. But again, this could show you where this can get to. But of course, that being said, the more expensive your offer is, the harder it would probably be to build trust level with them without a sales call because people do want to connect face to face. So take that all into consideration. It won't happen overnight, but it's a good vision for you to have for yourself. So converting leads to clients is really as easy as 1, 2, 3. Everyone in your audience is a lead, but they fall on a spectrum. Not all of them are ready to get help from you right away. Some want to just read your book and figure it out on their own, and that's okay. Or some people are super in pain and want to pay top dollar to get out of the pain as fast as possible. You'll come to know where people are on that spectrum, but having that mentality is going to help you. So to recap, you convert leads into clients with 3 easy steps. You craft a mouthwatering client content every single day to your ideal clients. You invite them in for a conversation with you, and then you invite them on a call to build your trust meter up some more, and you close them on the deal. Then, if they're the right fit and you truly believe you can help them, then you give them the pitch and you can close them. This is the game that all the authority author clients that I've worked with or that other ones out there are playing. Tony Robbins, all the big names. So it's the game that every entrepreneur, thought leader, speaker, consultant, and sales professional is playing as well. The game of showing the right people the right stuff to let them know that you are the real deal, to then offer them an opportunity to work with you to solve the problem they have and get the outcome they want in the quickest, most painful way possible. The game used to be done and always had to be done toes to toes, nose to nose, but the game has evolved. You can now do it from the comfort of your home, on Zoom, or through DMs. And you can now create even bigger outcomes for yourself because you can only be in one place at one time, right? But you can now do it on a scalable method with the online world and follow what Alan did among many of my other clients to become an authority in their space, monetize their knowledge, and deliver transformation to your ideal clients. And if all the above sounds like something you want, then again, you are in the right place to learn to get it done by yourself in a personalized format in 90 days or less. If you want my specific help and want to go through the proven plan that I've helped many people go through, then again, you could comment down below the word details and I'll send you more information. But again, you can totally pursue this yourself. So here's a quick summary of what Alan followed and what many others are following to turn their book into a thriving coaching or consulting business with ease. They conduct reader research. They figure out where they play in the big three. They do their market research when it comes to Plan Zero. They create a high ticket, no brainer offer. They know their desired dream outcome. They establish their TMS. They package their offer. Then they go to generating buzz. They choose a social media platform, optimize their profile, use the magnetic attraction system and the case study magic. And then they convert leads into customers and clients through content, conversation, inviting them, and closing the loop. So this is your path to more income and impact as a nonfiction author. And you can follow the 7-figure author business blueprint that will give you the ability to earn more money and income than you could have ever imagined. It can allow you to leave any job that you're working on the side with and truly make yourself this authoritative figure that you're desiring yourself to be. But here's the thing, like no one shared this plan for good reason because it empowers people beyond belief. This is my problem with the traditional publishing world and the PR firms. They are not sharing this game plan because they're still so fixated on capturing book sales. Why? Because the book sales make them rich. It doesn't make the author rich. I'm taking a completely different stance here to help self-help and business authors earn more income and impact by themselves, with their knowledge, and I'm able to guide them through that because I don't take cuts off your sales. If I took a cut off of Alan's wins, I would have a whole nother income stream coming in, but that's not what I want to do. I help people through a one-time investment type of format, and I help them get the results they want so they can reap all the benefits, but more importantly, teach them the game plan so they can replicate it over and over again. And this is the process that your favorite self-help and business authors are doing and allow them to live the life they love every day and teach what they love every day while making tons of money. Tony Robbins, Brene Brown, Donald Miller, Marie Forleo, Ramit Sethi, and so many others are doing this. And the good news is you've done the hard part already as well. You've spent the time and energy to write the book. Now it's complete and out in the world, or soon to be. But you now want to quickly learn that the book itself will not grant you the income and impact you thought it would. But bolting on a high ticket coaching or consulting business is your key to opening the doors to the income and impact you were seeking when you began writing your book. The path is proven, molded by many success stories. Now it is a simple decision you have to make for yourself. So do you want to join these authority authors who turn their book into more income and impact? Alan went from $0 to $57,500. Sam went from $0 to $33,500. Jeff has gone from 0 to 20K months. And Dan has added $70,000 of new revenue on LinkedIn alone. And by the way, all of these case studies and interviews are on my YouTube channel, Owen Samron, so you can check those out as well. But the question is, will you be the next? So again, I'm here to give you all the good juice. This is literally my 7-figure author business blueprint with all the specific components underneath each section. So this is all you learn by working through my program, Authority Author Accelerator. I'm giving you all the juice, and you can totally, implement most of this yourself. But to get that personalized help, this is what you'd need. So let's keep talking case studies. You're probably wondering, okay, good for Alan, right? But what about me or others? How has this process worked for others too? Sure, of course it has. Let's dive into a few of a handful of success stories, kicking off with Dan Rome, who went from $0 to $70,000 by leveraging LinkedIn. And Dan, he came to me in a place that he was already fully relying on his current consulting gigs and a small set of folks paying him a monthly fee to be in his subscription offer. And mind you, Dan has been a successful author already. He has many books out, and he's already built a 7-figure agency or consulting business through his consulting. But he had a desire to get his name out further, scale his subscription program, and earn more consulting gigs without having to physically be in rooms to complete it all, which has been his business so far. So together, we added $70,000 of new revenue in 90 days. In the first 28 days, we increased his post impressions by 1,114%. His followers grew by 10%, 10.5%. He added 160 new followers and 30 new paid subscribers, totaling $13,000, over $13,000 in a year in recurring revenue. And above all else, he has the game plan he can now execute upon with his digital salesperson, his LinkedIn profile, to sell for him through his content 24/7. And Dan, again, is not new to this game. He's been a multi international best-selling author with a consulting business that has worked with companies like Google and others. However, he was lacking two major things: a strong online presence to attract new consulting clients, sell more books, and get more eyeballs on himself. And he had hit a halt on his subscription program that he was focused on scaling. So we teamed up with My Agenda to take on LinkedIn by storm, roll out his subscription program with a big push, grow his audience, and craft scroll stopping content to attract more high paying consulting gigs. And as you can see, the results are incredible. Sam Lacrosse is the next one. He went from zero to $33,500. You could see two messages he sent me there. Sam had launched his first book, and it was about creating better values for yourself, but no path, had no path to making more money off the book. He also came to me originally in a lot of debt. He's completely gotten out of debt since us working together. He quickly learned his boost in income wouldn't come from book sales, not to mention, again, he fell into debt due to publishing his book. And what he did know is he wanted to help his readers a lot more than he was with his book itself. So what do we do? Afterwards, we spun out a new brand new coaching offer for him that aligned with his books, big idea and his passion, gave him the game plan to find his ideal clients and learned how to turn his content into clients. And he put this new offer out in the marketplace and went from zero to $33,500 pretty quickly. And now he's impacting lives of his readers at a level he never could have imagined without the Authority Author Accelerator program. Sam was a pleasure to work with. He's an ambitious, deep thinker. He now has two published books as a young under 30-year-old, a feat that most, under 30-year-olds can't say they accomplished, me included. And after he's published his first book, he learned that he wasn't going to recoup his financial investment from publishing and marketing his book from the book itself. But he has a great message and he knows his ideal reader super well. And it's funny, his dad even gave him part of this push where he read the book and thought, you're giving a lot of good info here, but you're not giving actionable content to actually get me to make a change in my life. It's very theoretical. So that really pushed him to create this program and join Authority Author Accelerator. And to my gladness, he did not have to write another book, which was one of his ideas to kind of give that more of that guidebook. But instead, he rolled out this program and is now having amazing success with that. Last case study, success story is Jeff Wickersham. Jeff was in the coaching business for a handful of years, actually on the brink of quitting. He had never crossed the rainbow road of 10K months despite being in the game for a while. His challenge was his messaging was too broad, and he was trying to compete with a lot of big names in the mindset coaching industry. He was frustrated, running in circles, and he knew he had to make a change. And he really couldn't, stand making another bad investment with a bad fake coach, which, of course, unfortunately, there's a lot out there. Luckily, for Jeff, he got into my program super early. He was actually client number one. He had ascended from my initial offer as a book promo client. His results were game-changing and revolutionized his coaching program. He had an initial $8,400 launch and was selling packages for like $1,000 to $2,000, which are pretty low ticket, honestly, outside of my 3K minimum realm. But it worked for him initially. But the biggest takeaway is he feels completely refreshed about the direction he's heading down and what works for him. And now he's having 20K months and building a household brand. He's feeling clear on his purpose, niche, and direction. He's revamped his whole new offer, program, and brand and who he speaks to, and is now is now on a limitless journey. And has a new book coming out centered around his new coaching business. So, for Jeff, he knew he had to make a big change and we had to start him at the bare bones of the process. We wiped the slate clean and started moving forward on the plan that worked for him. And ultimately, he's now, what I found was he loved working with kids and dads with young kids. So we developed this program, which is now the Warrior Dad, and it's now a brand that's growing. And help them from A to Z to now help these fathers lead their household and teach their kids to be outstanding individuals in the world. But even through the process, like the messaging was one thing, but then I noticed his sales call process was wonky. So we literally revamped his whole sales script and he began closing far more deals. So really put the emphasis that Authority Author Accelerator is not just like, we're going to help you with 10% or 20%. It's literally an A to Z 100% revamp process, whether you already have a coaching business with your book or you don't. Will help you do the whole thing from scratch. And now Jeff's well on his way to 30K months and building a loyal following of dads. But as I always like to mention, he has the utmost clarity and excitement around his business, which he never had before. So what to do next? Well, you have three options. You can take number one and you can decide that this route's just not for you, which is totally good. And I wish you the best of luck. And, you just do nothing. You stay in the same spot that you currently are. You don't want to pursue this anymore, or you think that you got it all figured out and you want to go try it yourself. Go for it. I wish you the best of luck. Number two is you take this knowledge and protocol you just learned and you try it out all for yourself. Because again, this isn't brand new stuff. I'm not hiding any secrets from you. I've just taken a proven model and applied it to an industry that hasn't seen it at the level I'm delivering it to my clients. And you can take all this and you can totally get some of the outcomes that you're desiring. Of course, you're going to make some unnecessary mistakes and likely spend a few extra years piecing it together, but you could totally get the wheels turning on your own. Now, if you want to go through option three, which is you take the easiest path and you start working with us. If you don't want to waste time, money, or energy, then you're the person for this. And I'm not someone that wants to waste time or energy, and hopefully you aren't either. I've noticed my best clients are dead serious about success, making a change in their lives, impacting others, and understanding that success loves speed. And we don't mess around. And I get very clear on that I'm looking to give you the outcome you want as quick as possible. So I will give you the keys to the car, but you have to drive it. So, because the main reason is your success is ultimately my success. I love having client interviews and client testimonials and sharing these wins like I just did with Dan, Sam, and Jeff. So when you win, I win. And I take a lot of pride in that. And I really want my clients to win big. So if you want to be closely guided through a personalized approach for you to bolt on 6 to 7 figures to your book, then let's stop wasting time and make it happen. And if you fall under number 3 and you want my help to expedite your success and avoid several pitfalls, then comment below details and we can have a private conversation on how we can help guide you, just as we did for Alan, Jeff, Dan, Sam, and many others, to get you the results you want. Now, what do you get with Authority Author Accelerator? Well, every member gets access to my full content curriculum covering the 7 steps in the 7-figure author business blueprint. You get access to weekly and monthly group trainings and Q&A calls to help you execute and save years of time, effort, and guessing. You'll get access to my proven assets to help you close deals and start selling fast. You'll get access to a private community of like-minded authors, coaches, and consultants. We'll have a one-on-one kickoff call, you and I, to create a personalized game plan for you to succeed. And you'll also get access to my 180,000 nonfiction readers to promote your book to them who are actively looking for their next book to read. The roadmap provided to these members have added $100,000 to $500,000 to their annual revenue in 12 months. You're getting expert messaging and support. You're getting a network of highly skilled experts. You're getting plug and play marketing and sales systems. You're getting clarity and focus so you can execute as quickly as possible. But again, this accelerated program is not for everyone. It's not for authors who wrote their book as a passion project and have no desire to use their book as a launchpad for more income and impact. It is for highly motivated authors who want to be thought leaders in their space. It's for coaches, consultants, and speakers who want to bolt on a proven game plan so they can create more income and impact with using their book or their existing program while staying lean and profitable, not spending hours on their business, and want to feel overly fulfilled. So if this is for you, comment below details and I will send you a private message to share how you can fit into our program. And as we wrap up here are some FAQs if you might be thinking about them. So maybe you're thinking, I'm confused. What the heck am I building again? Well, you're starting and scaling a high-ticket coaching consulting program to serve your readers better than your book can. And your goal is to earn more income, which got cut off. Your goal is to earn more income and impact your your goal is to earn more and impact your readers. Your goal is to earn more and impact your readers more through a scalable model. You've learned your book won't do it yourself, do it in itself. You need something else. A high ticket program is your path. Is this for me if I'm just starting? It is. But if you've already launched a program, it's also for you. This is for you if you own the expertise you poured into your book and have a desire to create more impact through serving your readers beyond them reading your book. You want to be paid for your time, energy, and knowledge too, then this is for you. What if my book isn't published yet? Even better, actually, if it is totally fine if your book isn't published, as it gives us more time to position everything properly. Those who have a back end offer ready to launch off their book perform the best, as the ascension model is already present and doesn't have to be built post launch. So whether your book is launched or not, you are a good fit. But if your book isn't published yet, then you've bought yourself actually a little bit more time to get results faster. How do I know? How do I do this while keeping my 9 to 5 and not letting my boss notice? Great question. This honestly has come up many times before, and past clients have been in your shoes. So, of course, it is a bit of an easier path to not have a black cloud over your head or your boss, of your boss watching you. But there are many ways we can go about this if this is your situation. We would just take a more private approach, but your path to success will be not be stunted if this is a current concern of yours. Do I need case studies to start? You do not. Earning your case study will be the first milestone we want to cover when you begin the process. Coming in without one is not a prerequisite. It will definitely help, but it's not needed. What is the expected earnings and potential? Well, $10,000 to $50,000 a month of additional income should be your target and is totally obtainable. I don't know if this is for me, convince me otherwise. Well, the faster you get going, the faster you will get the results you want. This stuff is not rocket science, but deciding to wait is your only bottleneck. The fear or the cost of inaction is what holds most people back. You're just going to fall behind to the people who start now. What will be the ROI? The folks who have gone through the protocol have added between $120,000 and $500,000 to their annual income in the first 12 months, depending on their niche, starting point, and selling abilities. What if I'm not good at creating content? That's okay. We teach a system to become great at it and pump out content regularly like it's no one's business. We will choose a social media platform that aligns with your strengths and interests. This way, creating content will feel like play to you and not work. What if I sell a complex solution? As long as you're selling something with a clear, desirable outcome to someone who wants it, this can work. We will work on simplifying your offer, protocol, and messaging to increase your sales velocity. What if I don't have time for this? This protocol only asks for 1 to 3 hours of time a week of effort to get the results you desire in 90 days. The more time, the better, but it is not a 40-hour job you're signing up for. It is designed for you to focus on the components that matter the most to earn the results the fastest. Does this work if I don't post every day? If you aren't willing to dedicate 15 to 60 minutes a day or 1 hour focus a week to get your message out into the world to earn business, then this probably isn't a good fit for you, and you probably shouldn't have written the book in the first place. Unfortunately, you won't find a model that competes with ours to post content regularly. See, your social media content you should see it as a digital sales person selling for you 24/7, 365. Each time you post, you are strengthening this tireless worker of yours. So, no, you don't have to post every day, but you do need to spend time every week content blocking for you to have content that goes out pretty frequently throughout the week. How do I come up with ideas for my content? You let your market tell you. Pay attention to conversations you're having with ideal clients, sales calls, testimonials, questions, comments, anecdotes, emails, replies, objections, and content. You can capture all you need to develop scroll stopping content through being slightly attentive of what your ideal clients are saying. They will literally give you the content that you should produce. So, if you'd like to work with me to start making more income and impact from your expertise and book, then again, comment down below details and I will send you a message privately with more information. Let's make 2024 your best year yet. I hope to see you soon and we'll talk soon. And thanks for watching.